What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dugas, coming at y'all with another episode of Dropping Dimes with Mr. Dugas. And today I'm going to give my more detailed post-game video of the Eagles losing to the Saints 20-10. Before I get into this video, for everyone, if you want to give me a follow on my social media platforms, I'm gonna have all that information down in the description box. May not always get a chance to respond to questions and comments on these videos, so feel free to DM me. Whenever I get a chance to, I'll get back at you. Come holler at your boy. Also, if you are Madden play on Xbox One, I'll have my Xbox One gamer tag down in the description box also. Oh man. Yeah, man. Eagles lose to the Saints yesterday, 20-10. Really, really annoying, frustrating loss. But I had a lot of I looked at the all 22 again and just checked it out and looking back at the game, first off, shout out to the Saints, man. Best game they played all year. Besides the Raiders game, they beat the Raiders 24-0. But besides that game, this is the best they looked all year. They had Lattimore back. Lattimore made the great pick six. First half offensively, they just went down the field on the Eagles, and defensively, they came up with a good game plan. But looking at the Eagles, we start with the quarterback position. Gardner Minshew was not good yesterday, like I mentioned. He was actually worse than I thought he was. The thing I really thought about yesterday was the pick six, but when I look back at the whole game, he didn't have no real pocket presence. Now, granted, the O line wasn't great, which I'll get to them in a little bit. But he didn't have great pocket presence, and he just looked shaky out there. And like I said, that pick six, it was terrible. But at the same time, the play calling was even worse than Minshew. Um, the thing with this coaching staff is like with Jalen Hurts being out of the game, it's like they lose faith in the run game. Now, granted, I get it. The run game is not as effective without Jalen Hurts because, we do run a lot of read option, and there's times where the defense have to account for Jalen Hurts keeping the ball and Miles Sanders taking it. So, that kind of makes everybody stand still a little bit. Where when it's Minshew out there and he does this, a lot of times the running back getting it on unless you put it out for play action. It's an element of the offense is missing in the run game with Jalen Hurts not out there, and it's almost like the coaching staff don't really trust the running game like I feel like they should without Jalen Hurts. Just going to a traditional running downhill or running off tackle type of running game, which the Saints are in the 20s, ranked in the 20s in run defense, and I felt the few Miles Sanders had like 12 carries I want to see, and he averaged 5.1 yards a carry. So I just don't understand it with the coaching. And the coaching was just really awful yesterday. You got to do what works, man. You got to do what works. You got to help your quarterback out. You got to help your new right tackle out. And, asking Minshew to constantly drop back. And then there was a third and what, one play or three play. Twice in the first half, we had third and really short, and we threw the ball. And we tried to throw a pass. Minshew got sacked. And another one, we threw a very low percentage playing down the sideline to Devontae Smith. So the play calling has to be better, man. And that's the thing that is really worrying me right now is the play calling. Minshew was bad, but Hurts will be back. Lord forbid he gets injured again. You don't have to see Minshew out there again unless we blowing somebody out, hopefully. But it's the play calling. Like, the play calling has to be more diverse. And it's been that way the majority of the year. The play calling, I thought, has been excellent. I think Shane Steichen is in line to become a head coach somewhere. But, he got to do a better job. Yesterday was probably his worst effort, as far as calling an offense. And I mentioned on the offensive line, Driscoll out there like needs help. Like it's a huge downgrade from not having Lane Johnson out there. Um, and that's why the Saints did a good job of switching Cam Jordan to Driscoll's side, and they took advantage of that. I think he had 3 sacks, and he's now the Saints' all-time leading sack getter. Um, Lane, and that one is a little concerning because it ain't a guarantee that Lane will be back and be healthy. Lane has a pretty, serious type of injury, and he said he's going to play through it, but that thing could re-injure at any given moment. So we're gonna have to figure this out. There's also the thought of maybe do you move Jordan Malata to the right side and Andre Dillard play left tackle because I know Malata is settled in at left tackle, but he has the versatility to play right tackle. Andre Dillard doesn't. Andre Dillard is strictly a left tackle, and I feel like the best offensive line combination is putting Malata at right and Andre Dillard at left. But I don't think that's something they're gonna want to do. I don't think they're gonna want to, shift the whole tackle position like that. But I think it would be the best line overall. And then the running game, we're not using Miles Sanders enough, yo. And I'm tired of these games like Chicago and Dallas where Nick Sirianni after say, oh, we should have used Miles more. Miles is a Pro Bowl running back. And he got to get the ball. Miles, he almost broke like a 70-yarder yesterday. Sorensen caught him around the ankles. Yesterday had to be a day where you relied heavily on Miles Sanders, and I'm frustrated that we didn't do that. The receivers are really good, like always. AJ Brown with the 70-something yard catch. Devontae Smith is really good. Guy that looks good. Look, we with Jalen Hurts, man, this offense is very explosive. We had the one bad game. I want to say it was against Indianapolis, where the offense wasn't great, but we were missing Dallas Goddard. All of our offensive weapons are out there if we get Lane Johnson back, especially in the playoffs. Um, so Jalen Hurts is what we one thing we are noticing now is Jalen Hurts is the unquestioned leader of this football team. All these people who don't want to give him MVP credit talking about the Eagles roster loaded, and it is, but Gardner Minshew could throw the ball around good at times, but he's not a winner like that. Jalen Hurts is a winner. Not only is he talented, not only does he have a nice arm, nice accuracy this year, could run. Not only could he run, he could open up more running lanes for Miles Sanders and those guys. But he's also a winner. He's somebody that I feel like in a moment like yesterday and last week, those are two games I feel like Jalen Hurts would have willed us to victory in one of those two games, if not both of them. And then you look at the defensive side of the ball. Prayers for Josh Sweat, very scary injury. Some encouraging news is he was released from the hospital, and he did tweet out that he'll be back this year. So that's good to know if that's true. D-line set NFL record, 4 players with 10 plus sacks. That's a great accomplishment. And I think they're the team with the most sacks since 1989 or something like that. Look, and that's pretty good because we still in the this was the 16th game. It wasn't the 17th game yet. So this was a legit record breaker. Look, the D line gets pressure. The D line gets pressure. The first half they did not, but the second half they made an adjustment. And they got home. The defense. The thing that I don't understand with Gannon is like these soft zones he likes to run. This team, to me, is much better in man coverage. Slay is a really good man corner. Bradbury, though he did get beat by Shalim on that one play, shout out to him. He's very fast. These guys are better in man coverage. I understand they want to hide Josiah Scott a little bit because they don't have Maddox out there, but they just not good in zone, man. It's too zone. You relying too much on your front four to get home, and you got all these wide open passing lanes. And look, when we get to the playoffs, you talking about Tom Brady potentially. You talking about seeing Dak Prescott again, who just went 24 for 24 against the zone. You talking about possibly a hot Aaron Rodgers. Um, you know, the Fordham Purdy, though he's inexperienced, he's playing very, very well. Shanahan is a really good offensive minded coach. You talking about, and then if you was to get to the Super Bowl, you talking about potentially like a Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, or Joe Burrow. So it's like they got to do a better job, man, and get out of these. I understand you don't want to be too predictable defensively, but they're gonna have to either get out of these zones or do a better job of trying to cover up these throwing lanes in these zones, man. But second half they responded, they played well. Look, all in all, man, my thoughts this morning. I'm frustrated with the loss. I am, but at the same time, we will get this number one seed. We'll get it. Hurts will play this week. It's funny because the Giants may actually be resting their players this week. They locked into the number 6 seed. It makes no sense for them to go out there and play. And it look like they're gonna get another rematch with the Minnesota Vikings. So they may want to stay fresh. So they may not send Barkley and Daniel Jones and all those guys out there. We should be all hands on deck with Hurts and everybody. We should win this game and we should get the number one seed. I'll be shocked if we don't win this game Sunday. But you know, I'm concerned about the not having Avante Maddox. I'm concerned about is Lane Johnson going to, be effective. I'm concerned that hey, Jalen Hurts one hit away. We can't really trust Gardner Minshew to come through big in a playoff type of situation. Another thing, the coaching. Jonathan Gannon, soft zones defense and Shane Steichen and Nick Sirianni not wanting to run the ball. Those things are now concerning as we get close to playoff time. But before we think about all that, let's just go out there and beat the Giants, whether it's the varsity or JV team, and finally lock down this number one seed and get a week to rest. But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe. I have Philadelphia Eagles, NFL, and content of my other teams throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly Eagles, fly.